I want to understand the market more. So most times the market might want to mess you up. Okay, so we were somewhere. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys, if you can see my screen, can you just can you notify? You can see my screen again. Can you notify? Okay, all right, okay. So right off at this point, remember when you are setting the traps, you are not leaving those traps. You are setting them and you are keeping them. Those are your markups. You are not cleaning them because you have a reason why you marked up a point as an imbalance, as another block, as a break of structure, as a retest, as a mitigation point and all that. There's a reason why you put that. So there is no reason why you should clean it because at some point the market might go back there sooner or later. So that is why you should set all your traps and wait for the market to come and meet you. Okay, so right off here, let's go. We have this. Remember, once the market is doing that, it's also creating equal highs. At every point, it's creating equal highs that they might take out. So I'm not interested in that for now. Let's just start seeing how these other blocks were being positioned before the market started moving up. Okay, now remember, before, while they are actually pushing this price down, remember this our imbalance point here. This is you see these whole sell candles that went back down, then accompanied by these buy candles. This is the real direction of this market. Now they have to close some of their positions here if they want to move the market further up. So you can see how they are evenly distributing price, taking it low to close off their positions. So you can see this last sell candle. Remember, we had an imbalance here when we started this call. We had an imbalance right up here. We had an imbalance. You see this sharp move up. This was the last sell candle. Now we should also have a corresponding wick that aligns with this level. That is how the market is designed. Okay, so whenever something like this happens, you expect the market to always come back to fill that imbalance. So that is why you have this line at this point. So we've gotten to that point now. You can see how they were actually pushing the market just to get to that our point. Are you seeing? Now this is the point of the reversal. Are you seeing the reversal point? Now, remember from this point, you sniped up from this point when this market went back. You can see how accurate body, wick. But most times I love using the body, especially when the wick is kind of long. I love using the body most times. There are some reasons that I also factor in if I want to use the wick. Most times I use the wick too, but there are things I have to see before I use the wick. Okay, so now, in order not to complicate things, just take this as the order block, go back and backtest this whole thing. It works in all trading instruments, without volatility, without anything, any trading instrument, so long as it has candles. This whole thing works on it. Okay, I'm not just giving you some things that I've backtested and all that. It works everywhere. When I started trading volatility, I didn't really have to do much work. This is the same concept. And I snipe. Yeah, volatility is very, very, very volatile. But I still use the snipes on it. All right, so now looking at this point right off here, market sniped up here, came down to fill our imbalance. Now our imbalance is filled. Now we start seeing that bullish momentum. Remember, we also have another block right here that the market will have to close, because while they are pushing the price down gradually, they will also have to be closing some of their buy positions too as they are moving it back up. Now, this was the buy positions they had to sell. This was the buy position they had to sell. Now, this one has been mitigated off. They've closed off this, their buy. So right off now, the market can go above this level because this candle has been closed. Now, leaving this candle, they now have to do what again? Fill the imbalance and start moving market up to this point. Now, look at another snipe point you had. Right from this point, from the body, you had another opportunity to take off a sell trade. Okay, now can we calculate the number of pips? Now I'm going to show you something, a trap they also did here. How many pips trade here, right? From here to here is 30 pips. Okay, how many again? 120. It's more than that, 1:4. I can show you this over and over and over again. The minimum I've seen. If it's not up to 1:4, I'm not going to take the trade. All right. So I must get like 1:4. 1:4. All right. So now remember retail traders. What are they seeing here? They are seeing impulsive move. Now watch out this. Watch out this. The retail traders are seeing an impulsive move. And when they see an impulsive move, what next are they waiting for? They're waiting for flags. They're waiting for flag. They're waiting for flag. All right. Now, when you wait for flag, remember, yeah, most times some people, wait for the breakout before they start entering. Okay. Now, entering from breakout, most times you might miss all the pips. Okay, you might miss all the pips. If you wait for breakout, you might just get a little pips before the market pulls back. Yeah. Okay. So right off at this point, you can see how this market spiked up, closed off this order. Then the next thing, it went down. Now, as this market was going down, retail traders are saying something. You can see how this market is doing. Yeah, you call this a flag. This is a bull flag. This is a bullish flag. Yes, you're correct. The patterns are correct. But what happens? What happens? Now, at this point, you have a candlestick pattern that tells you, yeah, this market is ready to move right off at this point. This market is ready to move right off at this point, right? Okay. Now, before that move happened, do you want to see the move that happened before all these moves started happening? You want to see the move? Remember, most times it's not all about the small candles. If you watched my previous video I uploaded, I used the same concept too on the 30 minutes time frame. You can see how the market mitigated off the 30 minutes inverse hammer kind of. So those candlestick patterns, you have to be aware. You have to know them too. You have to know what they are doing. This is not a rejection candle, as some people will see. You see this engulfing candle right off here, then this market came back at this particular area and gave you a what? You see this pin bar here? You see this pin bar right off here? You see this pin bar right off here? Now, so many people will be trading this down because yes, the market is giving us a series of, market is going down, like it's going down. So many people want to trade this back down. Are you understanding the concept here now? Now, this candle here is doing something. This candle is not an ordinary candle. For this candle to close like this signifies sellers' strength. Like sellers are in the market to push this market down. But what happened after? The market didn't even go below that. The market kept going up. So which means at this point, there is an institution. They have some other blocks. They push price up and closed it off at this point. So I want to be interested in their open and close positions. That's what I want to be interested in. Now, I will have to come to this candle body now because this is the last sell candle before this market went up. I want to be interested in this. Okay. Now, I have to use my red lines. Okay, 710. Okay. I have to use my red lines for my entries. Red lines. Okay, 710. Okay, now see the beautiful part? All right. See the beautiful part? When the market is creating flag and as a smart money trader, you are just looking at this candle here, right here. You are seeing a flag. Yes, people are flag. Now you see engulfing candle. Oh, people are entering off. They are buying. And what happens? There are stop losses underneath here. What happens? Yes, the trade is going your direction. But what happens next? The institutions will come, push price below this point because they know that you are seeing the flag. A flag indicates, like a bullish flag indicates the presence of buyers in the market. A bullish flag. So definitely for them to now push the price higher, they need to fill in their positions. They have to take out your stop losses. They have to take you out. They have to fill in their positions. Now, seeing this is an indication for me to enter off the trade. Now, look at how beautiful this candle is here. Just sitting right here. Now, you can see how they push price back down to that same candle. Can we calculate that? Can we calculate the stop loss for that? This is 11 pips. I mean, you can't compare this. This is mad. Like, this is above. This is where you reach 1% of your count, and you are getting, let's say, close to 15 to 16 or 17, 20% in one trade. I was chatting with Pip Cartel today, Smart Daniel, and I asked him, guy, what's up? How did your trade go this week? And he told me, I made 50%. Oh, I say, wow, mad. Oh. That is mad. We are not over leveraging. We don't over leverage it. That's not the concept, because you don't have to enter a trade and your mind will be up. This trade shouldn't go against me. Come on, your stop loss is small. You're just risking 1% of your account. So why should you be bothered? You have $100 in your account and you're risking only $1. If the trade hits your stop loss, you're not bothered because it's small. Why you get scared? Because you are risking too much per trade. You are risking, some people risk 50%. So people risk 30. It's too much for one trade. If you're trading smart money, then you should obey the risk management. Does 1%. Most times I do 2%. That is if my stop loss is very, very small. In cases like this, 10 pips, I risk 2%, maximum 2%. Imagine risking 2% out of this trade. Can we just, relax a bit so we can really understand what is going on here? Now, risking 1% of this. Now, calculate how many pips. Calculate how many you've gotten. This is 16% by risking 1%. If you use 2%, you've gotten 30%, which means if you risk $2 in your $100 account, you've gotten $30 in one trade. That is 30% growth. Do you know what that means? Okay, now let's continue. Let's continue. Let me show you more nuggets. Let me show you more things. Okay, now you can see how the institution printed this candle and started creating the flag. Yes, creating the flag because they know people will start buying. By the time they print an engulfing candle. Yes, everybody read the candlestick Bible. I also read the candlestick Bible. But those things are traps because everybody knows the same thing. The candle you read, that's the same candle I read. So when you start seeing an engulfing candle like this on a flag, my friend, run away. Run, because that is where stop losses are. Because it's so obvious. Why is it so obvious? Because your normal retail pattern of support and resistance is right off here. Right off here. Support and resistance is right off at this point. So you see this level. You see this level. You are seeing this. Everybody is seeing this level in the market. You are not the only one seeing it. Everybody is seeing this level. Market bounced off here, came back, respected it, went back up, came back again to test it, going back up, break and retest. It's there. It will work, yes, but be mindful because this is where the money is. So they came here, printed an engulfing candle. Now, imagine the engulfing candle they printed. Now, you remember the candlestick psychology. When they tell you the candle is flat, it tells you momentum. Are you seeing? Flat top. This market should be pumping up. Yes, it's a flat top. But what happens? Kept on crashing down after that. So when you see all these things, they use it against you because they want to have more positions in the market. So understand the concept behind this. Okay, now remember this was our order block. This market that moved up that deceived people because I want to pay attention to the candles. I want to see what they do, or I want to see what they have done. I want to see the interpretation they laid to the retail traders to trade off a particular candlestick or a particular level. That is what I want to be interested in. Like, that is my interest in the market. That's what I want to see. So if I don't see that, I'm not interested in that trade. Now, this candle was a deceitful candle. Finally, the market started buying because at this point, there were people that already started selling this market at this point. They started selling. They got profit before you know, market came back. So this candle is one of the candles. They are the ones that printed it. So why shouldn't they come back to close off this whole candle here? Now you can see. Right. So now let's keep on going. Let's go. Let's move up now. Let's start moving up. All right. Let's start moving up. Now, this is actually on the 4 hours. So maybe we'll be asking, what is happening now? We are using 4 hours, or what about the 1 hour time frame? Okay, no problem. Let's go back. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how we can start moving up. What happened? Damn. Just cleared. Sorry. I don't know what happened. The chat just cleared. I hope everything is the way I kept it. Okay, thanks. Okay. All right. So, okay. Now let's go to our 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. Where do we stop? We stopped at the flag. Now watch. Let's start will start getting interesting now. Okay, it start getting interesting now. Right. So remember when this market created this flag, remember this was our entry on the 4 hours time frame, right up here. The market started going up. Now, are you seeing this point here? This is, who can tell me what this point is now? Can someone just tell me? Let me know if you guys are following what I'm saying. Just hold on, you're about to see something you've not seen before. If what is this point here? Can someone just tell me, please? Can someone just tell me that? What is that point? What is that point? What is that point? From everything I've explained, what is that point? Can someone just type it, please? So let me know I'm not talking to myself. Can someone just put down the answer? Imbalance. Nice one. Okay, imbalance. That's imbalance. Right, imbalance. Okay, now let's go. Can we put the line there? We want to set trap for the market because the market will come back there. Oh, it will come back. All right, this is the imbalance right up here. Okay, now we're good. Imbalance, remember, we have to use blue lines for imbalance. Don't forget that. Blue line for imbalance. The market didn't come back there. So let's see what happens in the future. Let's place that and extend this to okay. Now let's go. We are not seeing anything now. We are not seeing any entries. I'm not seeing any equals taken out. I'm not seeing anything right up at this point. Yeah, at this point, this is what I want to see. I want to see an imbalance being filled, then maybe my stop loss around here. But this market never came back. Okay, so keeps on going up, All right, just going up and down, being choppy. At this point, yes, we do snipe from all these up downs, but that is not the purpose of this call for now. So we can do snipe from all this down move and up move on the lower time frames. You can see a whole lot of it. Okay, now let's move up gradually. Let's see how this market went. Kept on ascending. Remember, they've already filled in a lot of their positions. Now they have to push the market. Remember when all the GPY pairs were all rising? Yes, because they've done all their distribution, they've done all their screens, they've done all the reaccumulation, the Wyckoffs and all that, selling climax and the tests. You know, when you start seeing the sign of strength, you might not know. You think it's the market trying to go in its initial trend, like a downtrend. You see a market going down, and then maybe you start seeing the candles becoming small. Most times you don't understand that those are signs of strength. Okay, now let's go. Okay, you see how this market is moving, it's balanced. You see, market is balanced, it's moving, balanced. Okay, now at this point, something happened here. Right at this point, I have an imbalance here. I'm not going to neglect that imbalance. I can't neglect it. All right, right off at this point. Okay, right here, I have one here. Can I use a whole number, please? Can I use 600? All right. I love using whole numbers. That's just the right trade. All right. So the market moves up fast. We have another imbalance here. This was the last week right here. I have another imbalance here. This is how I trade. 10. Okay. All right. So market is moving up. Okay. Now, can we go up? All right. You see, imbalance field. Then we have another sharp move here again. Are we getting that? We have another sharp move up. Do we get that? All right. So let's come again. Let's keep on filling our imbalance right up here. 410. Okay. All right. Let's go. We have imbalance here. Let's keep going up. No, we are not using entry for imbalance now. We are not doing that. I want to see an imbalance with a mitigation candle, like kind of another block. And you don't just snipe from an imbalance just on its own. Yes, if you go to the lower time frame, you might see kind of some mitigation candles and other blocks on the lower time frame. But I'm not going to show you how to snipe from imbalance on this call. Not everything I'm going to show you on this call. So I'm just trying to walk you through how you can snipe from imbalance with mitigation block and how the market is being distributed and what the institutions do to take out your stop losses, then move the market in your intended direction. That's what I'm showing you here. Okay, now I'm just showing you this. So just take note of all this imbalance that we are setting for the market. You'll see how the market always reacts when it gets to that point. All right? All right. I'm not using fibs for this call. I don't want to bombard this call with so many things like using fibs, using that, and using that. No. Just understand the basic concept. First of all, using the fibs is just an additional, tool to help you, get a better price or more confirmations. But first of all, if you don't understand the concept of smart money, if you don't understand what they do, if you don't understand how they move the market, first of all, your fibs will not work for you, because the fib is just an extra tool to give you confirmation, not understanding how the market moves. So if you don't understand how the market moves first, then the fib is useless, because you can be using the fib wrongly. Okay, I'll also do a call on fibs, on fibs, not this. I'm trying to show you some points that you should be watching out for in the market. This thing happens every day. You can even use these things without the fibs, and you can be catching pips. You don't have to use. You don't even have to use fibs all the time for this. These tricks I'm showing you now is something you can be sniping even without using the fibs. At this point now, all these points, you are not even using any fibs at this point. But just watch how market respects all these lines that we've identified. Imbalance, you see, imbalance. Take note of all these points. Take note of all of them. Okay. Now, this is the beautiful part. When the market starts giving you sideways movement like this, always remember, these are traps. They are creating equal levels. Okay, they are actually on an uptrend. Okay, now, are you seeing these beautiful candles all lined up here? What do you expect in an uptrend? Yes, everybody now, okay, the market has changed trend. Nobody will be thinking of, I want to sell. Everybody now is on the buy, but they need more positions. They need your positions. So right off here, we have piles of money sitting here. They have the money to create these levels. You see, right off here, you see how the market is giving you equal lows. These equal lows are not your friends. This is what I want to see. See, once I start seeing equal lows like this, then all I'm waiting for is the manipulation candle down that takes out the stop losses below. You can see immediately they took it down. What happened? They've taken out your stop loss. You are buying, they've taken out your stop loss, and they start moving the market up. That is what they do. They do this all the time, repeatedly, like the market repeats itself. Over and over, go back, test back, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, this thing repeats itself, and you'll be wondering why. But the footprints, most times, they are tricky. You might not really see all of them. But if you understand the concept of smart money, you will know everything they're doing. Yes, we enter trades and it hits our stop loss most times. Yes, it does, but who cares? Because we are risking less. Because whenever we catch one, we are even getting more than times 15 of what we lost. Okay, so back to this again. Now, you see these equal levels? Right off here. Now, you see this spring that happened here, right off here. Are you seeing this stuff that happened here? Wow, this is a beautiful candle. Can I just see the candle that cast that havoc? Yes, my guy, you can tell he goes down to a crazy trader, badass trader. He goes down to 3 minutes time frame. He snipes from those points. And believe me, if you snipe using the lower time frame, like 5 minutes, like 3 minutes, 15 minutes, yeah, your stop losses might be less. But most times you can be left out of the party. Market might just come and kiss your order and go, and you'll be so sad. Why did the market get to my entry point? And all that. Okay, now understand this point. Now, are you seeing this red line, this red box I boxed here? I want to see the candle that caused the havoc that went down, because this is just a week. I said this is just a week. I want to see the candle that caused the havoc on this place, at this place. All right? Okay. Now, let's see how we can get to this point. Let's go to the other time frames. Let's see 15 minutes time frame, because we want to see what really happened at that point. We want to see the candles that, yes, there's no candle there. Yeah, there's a candle. There's a sell candle. But I want to see the one that did the real work, the one that caused the havoc that went down, because this one is all one candle. Let's go down to 50 minutes. Let's go down to 5 minutes rather. 5 minutes. Let's see if you can see a clean candle that that did the havoc. Right up here. Right up here. I think yes. Something like this. This one is still very long. We have this imbalance right here. Okay, right here. We have now this small candle now. Okay. Now what we're going to do now. Let's take this candle because this is the last. This is the candle here. This is the candle right off here. One, remember, one on the week. There are 2 points, so okay. Let's see if we can still fine tune these points. Fine tune these points and see if we can find very clean points. Sorry. Okay. All right. So this is the point. So this is what we do. This is the work we do. Like when you're trading this stuff, you just have to go down and see every details. Yes, beautiful right here. I've gotten it right off this point. Okay, this is the sell candle sitting right inside here. This is the institutional candle right off here. All right, so back to my whole number sheet. 40. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with 40. Let's make this line. Let's make it a yellow line. Okay. So let's go back to our 1 hour time frame. Remember what we are looking for. We're looking for the candle that caused the havoc. Candle that caused the havoc. Right off here, while the market was still trying to go up. Okay, now this market went up. We have imbalance view here. Market's corrected. Balance view corrected. All right. Okay. Imbalance view corrected. 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 Are you seeing? All right. So now let me show you the same trick I did while we started this whole thing. Now, are you seeing this structure right here? Right here, up, down. You see this engulfing candle right off at this point where we had, yes, market is showing you that it wants to start reversing most times. And then you can see how this engulfing candle came down. And I have a point here. I'm not so certain of what the market wants to do, but if the market breaks a particular level, remember what I told you about break of structure? Remember what I told you? Once you see a market breaks below a structure and you want to see a candle, a mitigation, like an order block sitting above that structure, that is the same thing I explained when I started this call. Okay, now I'm interested in this area here now because yes, I'm gaining some kind of reversal candlesticks right at this point. Now this market goes up. I don't want to know how long it goes, but I just want to see the market break below this point. I want to see the candle close below this point. These are my points. Okay, now this market goes right off, up, move. Then I use call level apps. I want to see market break below a particular level. And this candle that comes below here, breaks below this point. I'm interested in this trade. I want to see something. Am I seeing a candle sitting on its own and just above a structure before the market broke, below that point? Do I see a fast move? Do I see an imbalance? Then I'm okay. These are the things. And once I see that, boom, I've set the trap again. Now, you see fast move right up here. Can we come again? You see, now break below here. It closed below this point. Okay, now you see the fast move, imbalance right off here. Okay, the imbalance is also in line with my mitigation candle right off here. Are we seeing that? Okay, let's put that at okay, right. Put that at the week. Imbalance at the week. Yep. Okay. 20. Okay. Right. Let me change my line to blue. Right. We'll soon end this call. Okay. Now we see the same rule I explained at the beginning. Break off here. I want to see a fast move. I want to see a candle sitting on its own. I want to see an imbalance. You see, right up here. Then you enter off this trade right at this point. What happened next? You put your stop loss up above. Your stop loss stays up above this point, right? Okay. Now, how many pips SL? Are you seeing the sniper entries? How many pips SL? We had your 30 pips. Most times I don't even use 30 pips. You use lesser number. Like I have to go lower time frames to see where the market. So 30 pips. In fact, we don't have to start calculating the number of pips this gives us. It's just enormous. All right. So now, remember we had a point already set. Remember this candle that did this particular push down here when we went to the lower time frame, 3 minutes time frame, to set that candle that took out these lows, that took out people's money before it started going up. You see how long it took. Now the market still came back. I see it snipes from that same point again. You see setting traps everywhere in the market. You are setting traps everywhere. Anywhere they move the market to, all your lines and everything, you've set all your traps. Everything is in line. So at every point the market gets to, you are either selling or you are buying. You are selling, you are buying. You are entering any point. You are moving with the institutions. That is trading with them. Now calculate the stop loss for this trade. If it's right off at this point, now this stop loss on that candle, if you check the stop loss, it's about 13, it's about 10 pips, because that's the candle I'm going to use. I'm not going to use this whole week as the stop loss. I'm going to use that candle because that is the last candle before the market started going up. So it's about 10 pips thereabout. Now 10 pips, 1:4. So you can't. It's something that I can't tell you. This stuff doesn't work. Okay. Now you see how we've set traps at different points. Now this market starts going down. Remember, we have imbalance. The market will always react. Now at this point, now all these particular ones that does something like this, I'm not really so interested in this kind of trade because I'm not really seeing a very good structure here. Are you seeing? There's no structure. We just had a kind of rejection dojis and all that. The market went up. Yes, at that point, we still have a kind of, yes, the market still gives you a number of pips. Like even if you snipe on an imbalance wrongly, most time, the market will still give you profit. Okay, so these are not the points that I want you to. I want you to see a structure. I want you to see an imbalance. I want you to see mitigation candle, something like that. Okay, now you see at this point, now this market also did something. Remember, we also have the same thing I mentioned. So we have a structure here, right here. Remember, we still have, at this point, we have structure seated right off here, like support. Then the market breaks below it. Now, you can see how this whole move happened at this point. These are my snipe points. I sniped this one on Friday. This happened on a Friday, last week Friday, when the market just started buying all of a sudden on a Friday morning. There was a news on JPY. All of a sudden, the market just started buying. But before it bought, what did they do? They pushed the market down. They pushed it down. Remember, you see the traps we were setting while we were coming. Imbalance. Are you seeing? Imbalance. You see how the market sniped from imbalance, started pushing up, came back again. There's a structure here. There's another block. The second one. You see all the traps we set. The market came back to the second imbalance, and the structure that the market broke up from. It still came back there again and sniped again. Now, remember, they've closed off this order. And once they close off that order, we have some kind of break and retest. People are seeing it. We have piles of money up here too. Do you know that? Because so many people saw this and started trading this down at this point. We have piles of money seated up here too. So when you have piles of money seated up here, what do you think the institution wants to do again? They will have to do what? Come and take out these stop losses here. Those are orders too, because we are still in a downtrend. Shift the momentum now. So now imagine seeing all these candles buying up. You see this long buy candle just going up above this level. Why didn't it continue going back up? Why did it start going down? Why did it start going down? Now, remember, I also have something right here. You see this candle right up here? You see this structure right here? Market close below it. Price points. Pay attention to price points. No matter how little. You see, I'm seeing that bearish move. Like it's a sign of strength. Like market is going down. The bears are in the market. Forget about the last bull run you just saw. This market went down. Okay, now right off here, I'm seeing a very sweet candle. I guess a lot of people snipe from this trade. Some people that do trade smart money, they snipe from this trade. Right off here. This happened on either it was on a Tuesday. This happened on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday, 90. All right. So, all right. So you can see how, okay. Now, this broke below here. Look at this candle sitting on its own. You see that move? Imbalance right off here. You see? The market came back. Are you seeing? The market came back. Sniped up this candle. Now, see, look at where your stop loss is. Just above this candle. You can't keep calculating the number of pips here. How many pips here? 14 pips. You can't keep calculating the number of pips you get at this point. Now, this was another entry right off at this point. When this one actually mitigated off, it came back. I entered another position here, but although this one gave me a little drawdown, but I was already in profit on this one. It came back here and the market kept on going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Okay, now you see how the market is just, moving and moving, and we are just setting traps over and over. Remember, we have an imbalance here. You see, this is another trap here. The market will have to fill it sometime, but I don't know when. So I will set this trap and keep it for future purpose. The market will definitely, because we should start having a bull run from this week. So remember, we have an imbalance here when we started this call. This market is already slowing down and it's going towards this imbalance. What do we have here? Can we check that again? Can we check that this imbalance at this point where the market is? Wow. Okay. Now, before that bull run started and that bullish flag, we have a kind of an imbalance right off here. So maybe you can take your time and check out this chart this week and see what will happen at that point. Maybe you understand what I'm trying to say, that all these things are not just being made up. You will see how this market is going to react to this point. I say so. Watch it out. Check your charts. Check your charts. If it's only GA you want to watch out for this week, check out this price point, 131.420. Put a line there and check what the market will do. It's not a guesswork. The market will react at that point. It will react. Definitely, it will. Because at that point, we are kind of taking out equal lows here too. We have equal lows here that will be taken out in line with imbalance. So probably this candle, this little candle here, might just be something. I have to check some other things to when the market opens. So this is just basically how I trade. All right, so if you actually gain value from this call, can you just put a fire emoji, please? Because this is just all I wanted to show you guys. I just want to show you how I snipe, how I trade. This applies to every trading instrument, every pair, everything that has to do with candles in the forex market. This is just it. Nothing else. This is just it. This is just it. So that is just it. So this is basically what we do. We have a team where we are only smart money traders. We will trade just smart money. I am Pete Cartel. We do he does imbalance. Harmonics, and we have other people too. They also do harmonics, combination of Wyckoff, harmonics, and smart money. So we don't do the regular trading flags and all that. That's not what we do. We only treat smart money concept because we want to trade like the banks. We want to trade with the banks. When they move the market, that is when we want to enter. So for this call, I just took time to break down how the market moves. You can go back. See, no matter what I'm going to show you here, if you don't do the homework yourself, you cannot get this concept. So this call will be ending now. That will be the end of this call. I'm not going to start up again. Can you please suspend your questions to whoever directed you to this? You can forward the messages to me. I'm not going to start up this call. This is the second one that is about to go off. So thank you very much, and thank you for tuning to Smart Money live training session, and have a great weekend, and wish you a peaceful new week. Bye.